Conversation on Love FM 105.1 and Love TV Live from Monday through Friday, 2 to 3:30 p.m. Don't miss out. On a very sad note, this is how we welcome you to the program, The Afternoon Conversation. The Afternoon Conversation is actually going to eulogize our fallen brother in person of the late Trojen Kiazolu. So we've extended open invitation to all of our folks, friends of Trojen Kiazolu. You can actually join the conversation via the telephone or join our live. Just go in the chat room, and we are placing the Record FC chat room. You can actually, if you want to join the live, to eulogize our brother, work on the face of the earth while he was with us. You can join us and let's do it together. It's a sad note. We thought it wise to go this route because he's not just an ordinary person. He's more than a friend. He was more than a colleague. He turned into a brother. For most of us who way down the line, we know where we came from in this media cycle. There are a lot more we've gone through, a lot more accomplishment we've had. Seeing our brother at this point mourning his loss is so painful. We just can't ask God why. But at this point in time, you can join us and let us eulogize our brother, walk on the face of this earth. So we will be playing you his past works, showing you footages as well, and we will open the lines so that you can call in what you remember about the late Trojen Kiazolu. We'll also be providing you information that leads to the funeral, or plans that leads to his funeral, whatever it is. It's so sad to start up on this 14. Just Thursday, he had a presentation, and today he's no more. That's why when I wake up in the morning, I continue to emphasize. When we wake up in the morning, we see the dawn of a new day. All we can do is to say, thank you, Lord, because we don't know the next week of the clock, what he has for us. So let's listen to some of the production of our brother, our fallen brother, the late Trojen Kiazolu, as we eulogize. And some of our colleagues will be joining us. Oscar Mobile will be joining me in studio. And to all of you who are in the Vera groups that we sent the link to, you can come on and let us give that respect to our fallen brother on the works he did while he was alive. Listen to one of his presentations.
You will pick up this program alive. Like I said earlier this morning, the LMHRA is our guest on this final segment of the show, and we're kicking up just about this time. And we have as guest this morning from the LMHRA to talk about the issue of the kind of drugs that are in our society. How to tell the real ones from the fake ones and all of that, the consequences, the dangers, and all of those issues will be talked about this morning. Dr. James D.K. Gote, the Director of Pharmacovigilance and Clinical Trials, is here with us. Let me say good morning to you, sir. Just go then, of course, you will pick up this program alive. Like I said earlier this morning, the LMHRA is our guest on this final segment of the show, and we're kicking up just about this time. And we have as guest this morning from the LMHRA to talk about the issue of the kind of drugs that are in our society. how to tell the real ones from the fake ones and all of that, the consequences, the dangers, and all of those issues.
Yes, that's the voice of our fallen brother. We now have one of our media colleagues on the line, Fred Mills. Fred, how you doing?
Well, I'm broken. I am broken. This is the sad news to wake up to. And I mean, his presentation was just touching. On behalf of myself and my family, I want to say a big condolence to the family. They should take heart and know that God keep them. And comforting my viewers, over the past few days, we have been having foreign journalists just outside of the virtual approach.
Mm-hmm.
And just to come to see this one happening just on Monday morning, it's a sad thing. And it just keeps on ringing my ears. And it's something we cannot live with. And yet and still we can question.
So sad, my brother. So sad, though. So, thank you so much, Mills. We appreciate your participation on the program this afternoon.
You're welcome.
He's one of our media colleague, Fred Mills. If you are out there and wanting to wait in, the numbers are 0887 105 105 0778 665 are the numbers to call. You've been listening, you're a follower of Trojen. You've been following Trojen when he was at Fabric. He moved on to Spoon. When Fabric joined Spoon in 2021, Trojan served in various capacities. Um, when Fabric was alone, Trojan, he was one of the lead presenters of the New Dawn on Fabric Radio, and he presented news. He went out fetching the news. Trojan was just somebody. When it comes to sports, Trojan was also there. He lately joined and contributed to the Intel Sports television. Trojan, prior to his demise, Trojan just had a program, and that day on Thursday they hosted AB, and they were talking about the prevailing situation with the Liberian national team. So that's it. Whatever relationship you may have had with him, what do you remember about our fallen brother Trojen Kiazolu, you can join us and let's do it here together. Give your respect, showcase that love that you have for our brother. But let me read some of the messages that came in a chat room created for former and all workers of Spoon Fabric FM. We have Abu Sharif Abu Wrights. Molley Kiazolu, man. Where do I even start? Waking up to the heavy-hearted news of your sudden passing has left us with grief and sadness. You were a good friend, big brother, and a resourceful teammate at Fabric FM. It was cordial, so cordial and mutually respectful to the extent we became brothers that would look out there for each other. I even efforted so hard to bring you over at Freedom Radio to join our team, but this was unsuccessful because by then you were already in advanced stages of your negotiations with Prime FM. This happened because I was convinced in the quality you were going to add and capacity you were bringing to our excellent team and setup. Trojan, you are a very big loss to Liberia and our media industry. your very visibility, your very versatility and classic control of your different subjects were unmatched in many areas: sports, political pondering, newscasting, entertainment, news reporting, administration, etc. Truly, you were an unsung hero, never bothered about the awards, accolades, and big publicity, perhaps. Molley remained painstakingly focused and concentrated on his objectives of public information and the goals of ethical mass communication and impactful reporting. Kiazolu was a phenomenon. We have lost him and we will miss him. Trojen, we can only wish you well in your journey to the great beyond. Rest and rest just until we meet again, brother. Shalom, peace, and God's mercy. And that was written by Abu Sharif of Freedom FM. Yes, Abu, thank you so much for the message in the chat room. We appreciate you. So let us call in, join us. Let's show that love, Let's remember what you remember about our fallen brother, Trojen Kiazolu. Let's get you some of his work, his presentation there at Freedom, not Freedom, but Prime FM. As we get alone, you can put forth your calls on 0887 105 105, 0778 665 Get all our colleagues to join us. Let us eulogize our brother.
Of course, you will pick up this program alive. Like I said earlier this morning, the LMHRA is our guest on this final segment of the show, and we're kicking up just about this time. And we have as guest this morning from the LMHRA to talk about the issue of, the kind of drugs that are in our society. How to tell the real ones from the fake ones and all of that, the consequences, the dangers, and all of those issues will be talked about this morning. Dr. James D.K. Gote, the Director of Pharmacovigilance and Clinical Trials, is here with us. Let me say good morning to you, sir. Just go then, of course, you will pick up this program alive. Like I said earlier this morning, the LMHRA is our guest on this final segment of the show, and we're kicking up just about this time. And we have as guest this morning from the LMHRA to talk about the issue of, the kind of drugs that are in our society. How to tell the real ones from the fake ones and all of that, the consequences, the dangers, and all of those issues will be talked about this morning. Dr. James D.K. Gote, the Director of Pharmacovigilance and Clinical Trials, is here with us. Let me say good morning to you, sir.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
Those are issues, yes, they should be talking about. But to say that this issue is insignificant, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that this particular issue is important because anything for me that brings the peace of the country is very, very important to be addressed.
Okay. Let's you can actually call 0887 105 105, 0887 105 105, 0778 665 and numbers you can call. Ishmael, you can call the numbers I've placed in the chat room, and not on the live. Okay, so let's listen to Trojen again.
Prices up. Those are issues, yes, they should be talking about. To say that this issue is insignificant, I don't think so. I certainly don't think so. I think that important because anything for me that threatens the peace of the country is very, very important to be addressed.
Oh, Trojan, we've lost
Why rice
a
prices
great
up?
brother.
Those are issues, yes, they should be talking about. To say that this issue is insignificant, I don't think so. I certainly don't think so. I think that this particular issue with the former president is important because anything for me that threatens the peace of the country is very, very important to be addressed.
Oh my God. So 0887-105-105-0778-665-073. You are following and wanting to pay your respect to the work our brother did while he was alive. You can call these numbers. What was your interaction with Trojan? You may have followed him when he was there at Fabric, Onward to Spoon, and now he landed at Prime FM and also joined the Intel Sports, where he did great analysis in the world of sports commentary as well. You can call. Let us show that love. Though he's dead and gone, but to remember him for the great works he did while he was alive. 0887-105-105-0778-665-073 are the numbers you can call, and let us eulogize our brother. He did a extremely good job while in service. We cannot question God why this time, but we give God the glory. He said in all things we should give him thanks. Let me read some of the messages in some of our chat rooms here. So for those of you who are members of the Spoon and Fabric O Workers chat room, I sent the link there. You can actually get on through the link. And for those of you who are members of the Record Social Analytics Club, I also sent the link in there. You can also join us and let us eulogize our brother, the work he did while he was alive. Okay, we also have one of our brothers, Fokbat, Tanu Fogba. He used to be the technician there at Spoon. Brother passed away. We can't be Tanu, where are you? Tanu? Tanu, I'm really not getting you. Okay, I get to you now. Tanu, hello?
Mr.
Tanu,
Connor,
let's hear you. Yeah, bro.
yeah, let me say good afternoon to every one of you who are watching this live. It is actually a saddening one for us today. Yeah, waking up early in the morning, hearing the passing of our colleague Cho. For me, up to now, I can't get over it. And one of the movement I will always miss project is when the counter meet comes, where we will soon be having our counter meet, and where here I will be always on the perimeter parading, getting all of the happiness on the perimeter, and he's not going to be part of us again. So I can really believe that Trojan is no more. But we as a colleague and friend of Trojan, we actually want to say to the bereaved family, we actually lost a hero. We lost a friend. Yeah, the real Ronaldo. I remember when I was with Spoon FM, served as coach, and when I needed a goal to score, he gave me that goal. It was on on the Esther fee, Balanceville Esther fee, when I needed that goal. I mean, Trojan was able to deliver that goal for me. It was a free kick where that day I was really happy as a coach, coaching the team and then looking at your player displaying a very magnificent play on the football pitch. I mean, it was really really nice that day. So we're gonna miss him. I think as I learned from the chat room that I just created this morning when I did that so that all our colleagues can come together in order to put things together so that we can be in one accord so that when we are ready to go to the family so we can go together. But we want to say we pray that this kind of death news should never happen among us again because this is so hurtful that looking at children graduating senior where everybody was just getting ready so I can go dream and live for the honor graduation. Then my boy just go like that. To be frank, it hurt me a lot. So I'd like to say thank you, Mr. Kenneth, for this program. Other folks have to join, but I think we have to go in a chat room there to teach them how to join the live. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Tanu. We appreciate you. He's Fokpa Tanu, Tanu Fokpa, formerly of Spoon FM. He's now with Punch as one of the technicians there. We all used to work there at Spoon FM, where um, Spoon, the conglomeration of media outlets, Spoon, Fabric, and that Super FM, where Trojan lately served before his departure from the institution. Before we could leave from Spoon, Trojan served there as um, one of the managers. It's so sad, man. It's so sad. So, information reaching us says the family have agreed to take Trojan's body to the funeral home. This is coming from Aaron Kuban. He says the family agreed to take the body of Trojan to the funeral home as a right. They are on their way to the hospital to get the body and take it to St. Moses. So the body will be taken to St. Moses Funeral Parlor. Um, thank you so much. And it says, as of now, no timetable for the funeral arrangements until further notice. Thank you so much, um, Aaron Kuban, for the latest information on our brother's um, death issue. Yeah. So you can call, man. Call. What you know about Trojan? What was your interaction with him while he was alive? 0887 are the numbers to call. And you've been listening, you're a follower. Come on, let's get it. This news is still creeping my body. Cherio Sege, Cherio, if you are following, you can come on live. Go in the chat room there, the Spoon Fabric chat room. The link is there. You can come on and eulogize our brother efforts while he was alive. Yeah, 0778 that's 0778 are the numbers to call and form part of the program as we look at the life our brother live, our interaction with him. Trojan was a professional colleague who many times I can remember, when we were there at Spoon, Trojan would say, oh man, he was the short kind of temper guy. He would say, my man, you don't, So we laugh over it. And at the end of the day, we all will get to do what we were called to do. You know, it was so sad to have received a lot of messages filtering the social media and all into our inboxes that our brother was no more on yesterday. So you can call in 0778 665 0887 105 105. Our numbers to call and just pay your last respect to our fallen brother. Yeah, as arrangements are ongoing, um, we've been told that the family is proceeding at the hospital to take delivery of the body and take the body to the St. Moses funeral parlor. So let's do what we can do. I mean, it's so sad though. I'm seated here trying to be brave, but I'm here with a heavy heart. On a very serious note, I'm here with a very heavy heart. Seeing a brother who you spend professional time with, working on things to make things work, and at the end of the day, ending up this young. And by the way, Trojen was his prospective graduate of the AME Zion University. That's the AME University, the Episcopal University. According to information, he have completed his thesis and was awaiting funeral, and that's awaiting his graduation, the graduation ceremony. Now we are discussing his funeral. How painful, how pitiful it is. It's so saddening, though. We can ask God why, but this is what it is. You are here today.
All right, so the case will begin tomorrow. It's going to marriage.
Okay, this was one of the interactions where we were at Spoon doing the Alexander Cummings and versus the CPP case, where we had the Alexander Cummings and the CPP case, where we had the folks at the Supreme Court. He was in conversation with Emmanuel Kotu. So let me bring this to the live feed so that some of you who are viewing us can get a glance of it, to know this brother is no more, this brother of ours is really no more. We mourn the loss of Trojen.
That is the word of Kiazolu, Trojen Kiazolu. But let's go back to the case itself. We've gone through a lot, talking about the report from Madam Blair and the team that has brought a lot of controversy. When it comes to this, some are saying there's no substantial information that you would say, okay, this is something of forgery. What do you think that has anything to do with the case, or does it have any interference concerning the ruling that is expected after all of the hearing?
Well, from the genesis, Mr. Alexander Cummings and others who've been accused have been saying that they did nothing wrong, that in fact the case is a political witch hunt, so to speak, to sort of tarnish Mr. Cummings' reputation and sort of impede his ambition of becoming president of Liberia. Mm-hmm. And so from the beginning, they've been denying, and but it is left with the court now to prove or disprove the allegation against Mr. Cummings. So Mr. Cummings decided to bring in Mrs. Blair and her entity to sort of look into this and find out whether there is a veracity as to what they're saying about him forging the CPP framework document. She has since investigated, talking about Mrs. Blair, and came out with this finding that indeed there is not much substantial evidence that she found that in fact she said she didn't understand why our judiciary would entertain such a case. So what that means is that there is no merit to the case according to Madam.
Madam Blair and the team that has brought a lot of controversy. When it comes to this, some are saying there's no substantial information that you will say, okay, this is something of forgery. What do you think that has anything to do with the case, or does it have any interference concerning the ruling that is expected after all of the hearing?
Well, from the genesis, just like Ghana Cummings and others who've been accused have been saying that they did nothing wrong, that in fact the case is a political wish hunt, so to speak, to sort of one, tarnish Mr. Cummings' reputation and sort of impede his ambition of becoming president of Liberia. And so from the beginning, they've been denying, and but it is left with the court now to prove or disprove the allegation against Mr. Cummings. So Mr. Cummings decided to bring in Mrs. Blair and her entity to sort of look into this and find out whether there is a veracity as to what they're saying about him forging the CPP framework document. She has since investigated, talking about Mrs. Blair, and came out with this finding that indeed there is not much substantial evidence that she found that in fact she said she didn't understand why our judiciary would entertain such a case. So what that means is that there is no merit to the case according to Madam.
Oh yes, that's one of his reportorial duties when he was there at Spoon FM. He and Emmanuel Kotu had the time to report from the court, the Supreme Court. Let us get to other highlights from his job while he was alive. We also have he had a presentation on Intel Sports where they gathered to discuss the sporting activities of the country. This is one of his presentations prior to his demise.
Talk about this, and then we will connect with the Momo. So if Ernest Wallow can just come on quickly, so we talk about the Zebillion All Stars tournament. Ernest, good evening and welcome to Sports Talk here on Intel Sports. We will connect with the Momo. So if Ernest Wallow can just come on quickly, so we talk about the Zebillion All Stars tournament. Ernest, good evening and welcome to Sports Talk here on Intel Sports.
So that's the voice of our fallen brother, Trojen Kiazolu. He's so sad this afternoon. I'm just trying to put up bravery, but it's painful to see somebody who you've gotten glued to, you had great interaction with, and at the end of the day, the cold hands of death snatch him away. The handle works are left behind, the memories are left with us. We just can ask God why. So if you are following us and wanting to wade in and tell us your moments with him while he was alive, what were some of the things that when he's on his repertoire duty, commentary, reporting, casting the news, doing the early morning entertainment programs. Those were things that he was versatile. You could find him everywhere. In the sporting side, he was there. Political, analytical posture, he was there. You had him in the entertainment industry, he was there. I mean, just everywhere. That's how versatile our brother was. But today, we are talking about his death. We are talking about arranging his funeral. Air death 0887 105 105 0778 665 are numbers you can call and share your moments with us that you had with the late Trojen Kiazolu. So sad, so sad. We just can ask God why. 0887-105-105-0778-665-073. Just picturing his little son and his fiancée. The moment at this point in time in my life, you are not promised life. Today, you are breathing the fresh air of life. Tomorrow, you may not be around. May his soul and the souls of all faithful departed rest in perfect peace. So let us eulogize our brother works while he was alive. You can phone Pat by calling 0887 105 105 0778 665 Let's get a commercial commitment. And when we come back, we continue with more highlights on the handlework of our fallen brother.
What is better than free? Nothing. Free is better than 1%. Doing any transaction with MTN mobile money is free. We pay your fees for you. No more adding extra money when you are sending money to friends and family at any agent point. So, join over 1.2 million Liberians doing the transaction on the most trusted, reliable, and #1 mobile money service provider in Liberia, MTN Mobile Money. Dial *156# and start transacting today with MTN Mobile Money. Mobile money, da baby, eh?
Hey, you get the way you can be making your face, you get also.
You boy, I need money quick. I get too much expensive on my head this month and right and I get.
So like everything I will tell you, tell Momo Loan, man.
Momo loan? Mobile money get bank now?
No, Momo Loan, like some kind of quick service loan mobile money can give you. You can borrow up to 20,000 Liberian dollar at a very low interest rate and pay in 7 days, 28 days, or 30 days.
You joking?
So you see phone in my face? You can give me your phone, man. That *156*6#.
ABC. For how do I pay back?
Let's see when you credit, man. Just that *156*6# and select repay loan. Pay the poor money back.
I can credit again tomorrow?
You can borrow back. See your ways.
Whatever you need that little bit of money for, Momo Loan here for you. Dial *156*6# today and take a loan.
Having troubles remembering the plenty codes to dial and activate your favorite bundle on Lone Star Cell MTN? Well, don't you worry anymore because Lone Star Cell MTN has one code for everything. Yes, any bundle you want to subscribe to on Lone Star Cell MTN, just dial *352#. Whether that data bundle, Momo bundle, MTN Prestige, international calling bundles, just anything, dial *352#. That is code for everything. At Lone Star Cell MTN, we put your satisfaction first.
MTN.
Something, oh, MTN Momo fini launching a big promotion for MTN agents. Let's for more, yeah. Okay, deposit 1,000 to 5,000 LD and get an extra 20 LD cashback plus your regular commission. They say that jet is starting part. Also get extra 30 LD in addition to your regular commission when you make deposits of 5,000 LD and above. Now it's the time to cash in and bump it. MTN Mobile Money, y'all think you plenty, yeah? Let me start bumping it now.
MTN.
Ladies and gentlemen, your famous Yuka Rental Services have bounced back with renewed vigor. Yuka Rental Services offers round-town services as well as out-of-town services with our fully air-conditioned vehicles. Yuka Rental Services have the best drivers in town that can take you anywhere you desire in a relaxed manner. We also have in our fleets several limousines under the Shatta Limousine Services. Our services are good and our prices are affordable. We are located on 10th Street in Cinco in the Technology Building on the land side. For reservation, call these numbers 0880 692184 or 0770 560560. When it is Yuka Rental Services, it got to be good, reliable, and relaxing. So we're back after our commercial commitment. You can call these numbers 0887 105 105 0778 665 are numbers to call and eulogize our brother work while he was alive at this in the sinful world, you know. Yes, it's so hard. It's so hard for us. We just trying to play bravery though, but for where we stand, come on. It's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing for us. If we who have friends can have this kind of feelings, what more about his wife, his kid, his family members, close relatives? It's so troubling. 0887 105 105 0778 665 are the numbers to call. And let's talk what we know about our brother. What was our interaction? Others said they had the opportunity to have the last interaction on Thursday where he complained about his stomach. And later on, he was rushed at the hospital and went through a surgery, as we've been told. And on yesterday, he met his demise. Oh, life. This life is so sad. We just can ask go why though. But you can call and just talk about what you know and the works that you admired while he was alive. Let's get it done. Let's do it. Let's do it together. This life, this world is really not our home. We are just passing through. It's really not our home. We are just passing through. 0887 105 105 0887 105 105 0778 665 He was affectionately known as the real Ronaldo. Oh yes, he was affectionately known as the real Ronaldo. Trojen Molley Kiazolu, you will be missed, my brother. The media landscape will be missed. We actually missed you for your versatile posture, your reportage, your bravery, your quest for a better Liberia will forever be missed, my brother. Yeah, forever be missed. We will miss you. We will really miss you, my brother. Let's just get some of his highlights when he was alive on some of his presentations.
And we have this Momo Community League.
Yeah, sure.
Continue.
And Ernest Wallow is on. So let's talk about this, and then we will connect with the Momo. So if Ernest Wallow can just come on quickly, so we talk about the Zebillion All Stars tournament. Ernest, good evening and welcome to Sports Talk here on Intel Sports. The Zebillion All Stars tournament. Ernest, good evening and welcome to Sports Talk here on Intel Sports.
It's muted.
Ernest, your mic is muted.
Yeah.
If you can mute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good evening, Trojan. Good evening to Intersport.
So there is this annual tournament that, of course, everyone talks about. Is an annual event, like we said, and it's on now, started today. Give us the history behind this Zebillion All-Stars tournament. What is it all about? The history.
Yeah, visiting his Facebook page 4 days ago, he wrote on his page, lesson, my life, my choices, my mistakes, my lessons, none of your business. Trojan was a lover of sports. Trojan was an admirer of Ronaldo, and he took on the name Ronaldo, the real Ronaldo. And the same 4 days ago, he wrote on his page, lesson, be capable, not available. Oh yes, it's so sad, man. It's so sad. So sad for us. And 5 days ago, he actually had this sports talk wherein they discuss issues relative to FIFA, the Liberia national team, and the Coca-Cola monthly ranking. All of those things were discussed. He had scores of former sports journalists and pundits discussing the issue on Intel Sports. Trojan will forever be missed for his works. Um, May his soul and the souls of all faithful departed rest in perfect peace. 6 days ago, he said, listen, don't cheat. If you are not happy, just leave. Wow. Oh, this life. This life. On the 14th of July, he said, the Spanish La Liga again has proven to be better than the overhyped big money spending English Premier League. The same 14, he said, if only Harry Kane wasn't playing for England, then God, Real Madrid did not sign him when Benzema left. He is the most unfortunate. He is the most unfortunate footballer when it comes to winning trophies. That was wordings that our fallen brother on his social media handles. He follow extensively sports across the world. Um, Jala Emmanuel Griffey writes, Jala says, never mind to the media, we are saddened. Yes, indeed, we are saddened, my brother. Yes, indeed, we are. We are saddened for the loss of our fallen brother. The 14th, he said, lessons. Minds that seek revenge betray states, while those that seek reconciliation build nation. Nelson Mandela. At the time, meaning he was poetic, following after quotations and stuff like that. Whatever it is what it is, man. We just can ask God why. On the 13th, he said, Liberia, harmless error, violate the Constitution, but the people benefit. Harmful error, violate the Constitution, but the people don't benefit. So that's it. You can call 0887-105-105 as we eulogize our brother Hennework. We will just be living with the memories, that he left behind. Those things that we admire him for. Whenever we come across them, he will forever be in our minds. So you follow him. I can recall we got connected way down the line when he joined the Record Social and Athletics Club. And our first game that we played that time was on the Batonsville Estate sport page. It was how we got connected. And later on, he moved on. I got to know that he was at Fabric Radio as one of his presenters. Later on, he excelled greatly in the managerial levels. And Trojan worked tirelessly to make Fabric what it was back in the days. His presentation skills, his reportage, and onward to the joining of the Spoon Network, Trojan continued to remain one of the brains behind Fabric FM. He served there as one of the managers until in 2001, 2002, he left. 2001, 2002, he left and joined Prime FM and as well as Intel Sport, where he contributed immensely. He also used to be one of those presenters of the Winners Sport program. So I've been joined by one of our professional colleagues in person of Oscar Morba. Oscar is no stranger. Oscar had his own interaction with Trojan. So as soon as we get Oscar set up, but Oscar, before we get you on the camera, my brother, it's a sad note that we've gathered again, not for our usual discussion, but on a sad note to eulogize our brother what he left behind.
Yes, so I like to say thanks for the opportunity as always. And like you rightly said, we are here today not to talk about the regular, usual politics in our country, but to eulogize a fallen colleague. And so we are all saddened. I like to say my condolence to the Kiazolu's family, the President of Liberia, the media community, and even the country as a whole, because a Liberian, has lost his life. So we are saddened. I woke up this morning. Every time when I wake up early in the morning, right after my morning prayers, the first thing I do is to go and go directly on the social media to see what's happening. And so when I woke up this morning to have seen the social media flooded with Trojan's photo, I first saw it from Moses Gazelle, and I thought he was joking. And strolling down, I began to see it from other colleagues because I just met Trojan. I met Trojan sometimes last week. I think it was on Wednesday or Thursday of last week. I met him. So to have woken up this morning and I've heard that he died, that news is still shocking to me, and I know to other media colleagues.
Oh yeah. It's so sad. It's so sad. Amos P. Kozu, he writes, really hurting is media folks. May our brother soul rest in peace. Thank you so much, Amos. We appreciate your participation. If you want to call, you can call and send out those messages to the family. He's dead and gone, though. Children is dead and gone, but the memories still lives on. He left behind a family, a very young family, his wife and his kid, his son, actually. So you can call 0887 105 105, 0778 665 073. I've been joined by our media colleague in person of Oscar Morba. Oscar is here. Oscar, what are some of those moments you had with Trojan that you can actually share with our audience?
A lot of them. Trojan is, in fact, it's hard to say was now,
I'm
but
telling you, my brother.
yeah, he was one of the media colleagues that I was very close to. I had attachment with him. Remember, when I graduated from the journalism school, the International School of Journalism, it used to be LBS School of Journalism way back. When we graduated from there, my first radio station that I went to do my internship at was at Fabric. And when I went there, Trojan was there. I went there as an intern years back, I think 2010, 2011. He was there, and I went as an intern. And he was one of those who was very receptive. Trojan was open to me and to other colleagues. He was always providing that motivation. At times, there were times that we used to feel discouraged. I remember when I even left the status of an intern, and then I started working there. Um, there were some things that were going on that were not too okay, especially in terms of remunerations, and things like that. So Trojan was always there. He and Calvin Demi, they were there encouraging us to hold on. So we really had moments at Fabric until I had to leave Fabric, and then I went in the NGO sector. I spent some years before going back to the media. So he used to be that person that will always smile. Uh, he always spotted talent. I remember I sat on show with him at Fabric for some time, and then we had a studio there. Fabric had a recording studio right here, 14th Street. We had a recording studio, so most time we'll be in a recording studio, and then he started encouraging me and working along with me for us to do arts together. So he was that kind of person. Eventually, when we parted ways in terms of going to different radio station, like I said, I left Fabric and then went and started working in the NGO, subsequently coming back to the media. But we kept in touch. I never really one day saw children getting angry. Trojan was almost like somehow like you. You never, even when he tried to go into politics, his kind of politicking or talk show hosting was very soft. He was that very soft kind of guy. You always saw him, with smiles on his face. And one of the things that I love him for, Trojan used to stand with his colleagues.
Oh yeah.
You will not be in any situation and then Trojan will not be there for you. I remember a certain time he stood to protect some journalists, even at the Capitol building. When Trojan had that kind of body, he was he was very huge. Anybody who met him, and want to bring craziness to him, you will be a little bit afraid. So I remember at a certain point at that time I was assigned to the legislature. I remember at a certain point some colleagues of ours had issue, and then he stood up against some lawmakers for that. He one point in time, I think he and Solomon George or somebody, had issue just for the sake of another journalist. So he never used to be that person that would see a colleague in problem and would not attend there. He would not go there. He would not try to intervene. He would not try to stand by you. Um, Again, you all know that Trojan was this kind of person that would always post motivational, things on the social media. Whenever I wake up in the morning, most times I would see his posts. A lot of motivation, inspirations, and sometimes he brings international news, especially from the sporting world, entertainment world, other things, life lesson that people can learn. Children will always post that on his page. So I'm just thinking who's going to be there again to be doing that. He and myself share the same team. Children was a Real Madrid fan. I am a Real Madrid, so most times we would talk about. So a lot. This other death, we regret the passing of other colleagues of ours, but even Jesus had his his disciples. So it is very hard. It is hard for all of us, and I just imagining what his wife is going through.
I'm telling you, who
Yeah.
just returned
Yeah,
from studies,
from studies. You got your
after
young
years, and
family.
coming
Been
to
away from your
adjust.
husband,
Yeah.
coming back to adjust, and then he's gone. So I can I'm not sure anybody would say they had issue with children or he was that person because he was always the quiet kind of moving person, very reserved when he's talking. Political talk. He always try to play that very neutral role. He was a soft guy. That's what I can say. He was very soft. Yeah.
So you want to wait in, Cholo, what we are doing here. You can also share your experiences, your interaction with the late Trojan Kiazolu by calling these numbers 0887 105 105, 0778 665 073. The numbers to call, and let's eulogize our brother. You know, he left behind a remarkable footprint that one can actually emulate. You know, yeah. So let's get to talk. Ruth Hill says, "Wow, this life." Oh yes, Ruth. This world is not our home, so we are just passing through. Today you are moving around.
That's it.
That's why for every time I see people putting all that level of bigotry, that proud, that arrogance, I'm like, wow. Today, anything spark up, the people that you are putting out the proud and arrogance at will be the ones who will be there, you know, to take you to the mortuary, or will be there to take you to the hospital.
Yeah.
Why should we create enemies? Though we are in a world that people, for no reason or personal reasons, they get at you because they feel that you are somebody who's above their level, and nothing should come out of you in a better form. So they get that envious about the things that you do and your movement and things. And come on. So it's about time that we as young people, we understand, even in this life, that today we are here, tomorrow we might be gone.
And that's why the Bible says we are like, the morning rose, or
Yeah,
the
the
morning
morning
flower.
rose. Yeah.
Early in the morning we blossom. We we are so much shining. We grow, and everything is so beautiful. But then in the evening we weather down. So this is a wake up call, and I'm doing a piece. I'm actually doing a piece to post on my page, maybe before the end of the day. It's a wake up call for us as journalists to be united. It's a wake up call for us to, like you said, to erase this thing about class system. I am of this class, or I have this clique, and then you look down upon the other people. In general, it is also a wake up call for us to get closer to God.
Oh yes, get
Um,
closer to him.
I was
Have a
saying,
personal relationship with
yes,
him.
I was saying to someone, yes, the Bible says, enjoy yourself in the days of your youth. Equally so, we need to understand that this life tomorrow is not promised. So, what is our relationship with God? And it's not that we don't have our own shortcomings, it's not that we don't have our own flaws. We have our flaws, but it should be a wake up call to all of us that no man is promised tomorrow. I know, as I sit in the seat, I'm imagining that Trojan had plans
He had a plan.
for the 26.
Oh
He
yeah.
had plans for his family, what to do with his family. He had plans for other things. I understand that he was in the MEU.
Yeah.
He was supposed to graduate
Mhm.
in November. So he had plans. Who would have known that, he would be cut off just this early? When you're preparing for your graduation, just a couple of months from now, when you're preparing, to make provisions for your family for the 26th, and then just less than 5 6 days to the 26th, and you are now being termed as the late. So like what some of my our colleagues have been saying, Rufus, this thing, for each time we talk about it since this morning, it brings chill.
Oh
It makes
yeah.
our body very, very numb. I saw Jordan looking very healthy. I
Very
didn't get to
healthy.
talk to him because I was coming from the Internal Affairs Ministry fence, and then he was walking down from the roundabout right there going to the mansion. He was walking down trying to look for taxi. Fortunately, by the time he came down a little bit, he found a taxi and got on a taxi. So I saw him very healthy. So to have heard, and that's how I called one of the reporters this morning from Prime, and I was asking the reporter, has he been sick? Because sometimes children, Rufus, we will have our personal issues. We'll be sick, and we're still forcing it to go to work.
The
Because we want to
passion.
the passion. We want to do what we love doing the best. But if I just don't understand. Maybe we need to beef up our concern for one another. We need to always check on my man. How are you today? How you coming on? Sometimes there are others who are introverts and people who are extroverts, right? Sometimes people will be having issues that you may not know. I may not know. But if you are showing concern, if you are talking to the person, if someone understands that there is someone who cares, someone who is there, someone who is willing to listen, I think these things will help. I do not know the case of children. I'm not saying that was the case, that there was no one to listen to him, but I'm just saying that we need to be more united. I appreciate the fact that when someone birthday comes, we all pose and celebrate that person on the birthday or the graduation, whatever it is. But I think we need to go beyond that. How often do Oscar take phone and call Rufus and say, Rufus, how are you today? How often Rufus takes his phone and call the other person and say, "My man, how are you today? I'm just checking on you." Or is it that just within our clique, you know? So a lot of things, and the media owners themselves, media executives. That's what I say. I'm doing a piece with us. We got a lot of things to do, a lot of things. Our reporters, our staff, they are going through a lot. Uh, and some of these things can be attributed to the way the media executives, media owners are treating our reporters, treating their employees. We hold the feet of government to the fire for bad labor practices. We don't seem to talk about ours. The government too has a responsibility. So I'm doing a piece. Once I get through with that, I will share with you. Then perhaps we can find a time. But Trojen was this humble guy. He was a down to earth man. I'm not sure he had any problem with any journalist. Not because people say a lot of people praise the dead, but I can tell you for a fact, I'm not very sure whether any journalist would say they have personal problem with Trojen.
0887-105-105-0778-665-073. Oscar Mobile is here. Rufus Divine Conan, eulogizing the fallen hero. I call him a hero in our dispensation because he played a versatile role.
Most of the ads around here were done by Trojen.
especially when it comes to the LFA, BF
all of
and
the
other
matches,
ads,
he would do
the commentary and stuff like that. So that's who
very
Trojan
beautiful
was.
voice.
So you can call, give your memories about this fallen brother. I've placed the numbers in the chat room, the PUL chat room. I've placed the number in the former employees of Spoon and Fabric chat room. So we can call and remember our brother, Sarah Kumba Colley. Hey, yes, Sarah, that's it. That's life for us. And just on Saturday, I was at a funeral where a brother was called by a friend to an entertainment area. Few days to his birthday, on the 9th, he was called.
This month?
Yes, on the 9th, he was called. And that same day, after he left church, had a time with his family, his children that are back home here. He said, "Oh, I'm going down the road to get my car, and one of my friends just called me, so I'm going on the up the road there." So he went there. The friend wasn't around, but he met other colleagues, other people that he knew, sat down, having drink. Few minutes, he fell off, vomited, and that was the end of him.
Because the world is evil. The world is evil, and that's what I say to our young colleagues. Yeah, we can enjoy ourselves. You can, but because you will never know that the song says we are in battle.
We are in battle.
You will never know that you are in battle. You the way the way some of our young people see this life.
Let's get this person.
Yeah, please.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, how are you, sir?
Well, we are not cool. We are thinking of the efforts of our brother and the works that he left behind.
Yeah, my brother. I'm very shocked. This morning when I heard this information on OK. I not really believe it because Trojen, as an individual, I was very close to him during our days in Battersville, LC. Myself live next door. Yes. So when I got the news this morning, I was so up to now. I'm very, very sad. You won't imagine. Yesterday, I just came from Cape Town, and from Trojen hometown to my town, it's like the 15-20 minute walk. I know Trojen personally, Molley. I knew him. Just to hear this kind of information this morning is so shocking, man. So I just want to take this time to extend my sympathy to the entire media family. May it so rest in peace.
Okay, my brother. Thank you so much for your participation.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Others, you can do the same. You've been listening to the radio. Trojen was one of the voices on the radio. When it comes to the entertainment world, he was there. When it comes to sports, the commentary and stuff like that, he was there. Reporting, he was there. What can you say? What's your relationship you had with him? What's your memory you have about this fallen brother? 0887 105 105, 0778 665 073, and the numbers to call and form part of what we're doing here on the afternoon conversation, giving our respect, remembering the work of our brother. So this is what I'm about to play was doing the CPP case with Alexander Cummings and the rest of the folks. So Emmanuel, while we were at Spoon, Emmanuel and Trojen went on to do some analysis and capture the happenings there. So let's get this one for you. Just so the voice, man. It's painful, Oscar. It's so painful listening to our fallen brother. Come on.
All right, so the case will begin tomorrow. Extend to marathon. That is the word of Kiazolu, Trojen Kiazolu. But let's go back to the case itself. We've gone through a lot, talking about the report from Madam Blair and the team. That has brought a lot of controversy. When it comes to this, some are saying there's no substantial, information that you would say, okay, this is something of forgery. What do you think that has anything to do with the case, or does it have any interference concerning the ruling that is expected after all of the hearing?
Well, from the genesis, Mr. Alexander Cummings and others who've been accused have been saying that they did nothing wrong, that in fact the case is a political witch hunt, so to speak, to sort of tarnish Mr. Cummings' reputation and sort of impede his ambition of becoming president of Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
And so from the beginning, they've been denying, and but it is left with the court now to prove or disprove the allegation against Mr. Cummings. So Mr. Cummings decided to bring in Mrs. Blair and her entity to sort of look into this and find out whether there is a veracity as to what they're saying about him forging the CPP framework document. She has since investigated, talking about Mrs. Blair, and came out with this finding that indeed there is not much substantial evidence that she found that in fact she said she didn't understand why our judiciary would entertain such a case. So what that means is that there is no merit to the case according to Madam.
Oh yes, let's get another one. On Thursday, proud to his demise. On Thursday, his last presentation. This was on the Prime FM.
Yeah.
So let's listen to this one. Let me get it for you. Okay, so I mean, Oscar, the thing
My head bounced.
it's so serious, my brother.
Yeah.
It's so serious, so serious. I want to get this audio. I don't know what happened here. Let me get it from this side. That's it. So you can call, man. Jeremy, thank you so much. He says, rest in peace, Trojen. Yes. It's so hard to say it though. That word, rest in peace.
Yeah.
It's so hard to say at the moment. But we just have to.
Somebody that you never knew to the face.
Those are issues, yes, they should be talking about. But to say that this issue is insignificant, I don't think so. I certainly don't think so. I think that this particular issue that has to do with the former president is important because anything for me that threatens the peace of the country is very, very important to be addressed.
He was one person who always sought to see the right thing happening for Liberia.
Yeah.
Wanting to see leaders do the right thing. Hey man, Trojan, you be missed, my brother. 0887-105-105, 0778-665073 are numbers you can call. If you are following the live, you can leave your comments there. We are live on Love FM 105.1. Oscar Morba, Rufus Kynan, we both here, eulogizing our brother, Henawak. We can remember him for so many things. You know, we can remember Trojan for his bravery, his appetite for good presentation. Those are our things. Those are our attributes.
And the man was he was one of our dependables when it comes to sports.
Yeah, sports.
You know, I'm talking about the press union team.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
man. This is so sad. It's so sad.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
At least when you know someone is sick, and then you know, maybe you see that person condition deteriorating.
Yeah.
Then you start to have, you know, other mindset. But there's no news of the fallen brother to say he was sick or he been so sick. Somebody that you know strong, and then all of a sudden you just wake up and so it's very scary.
One of our media colleague, former colleague there at Spoon, Jorasi Asia Prince writes, he says, "Hey, Real Ronaldo Bar. Just Thursday, we were together at Capitol Building, counter arguing with Messi fans. The only thing you said was you were feeling pains in your stomach. And for real, it was the last interaction. Life, I gave up now, set." Wow. So he started complaining on his stomach.
That's what I've been hearing since today. That's what I've been hearing since today, that I think just around that Thursday or so. But I'm not very sure I don't know whether you've been able to reach out to any of the guys at Pram, whether he been complaining before Thursday, because all I heard today was that, you know, he just complained on Thursday or so that he was not feeling too well, and then he didn't spend the rest of the time. Right after the show, he left. You know, and things like that. And then other versions, there are other stories coming up that he received a death news of his sister.
Yeah.
And then he collapsed, things like that. But it is very so Rufus, we kill ourselves going to school. You know, we want to learn all the book, we want to build all the houses, but we have even heard stories wherein somebody built a nice house
and did not enter. They
so life in itself for you is just vanity.
Former presidential candidate, Madonna went to.
Yeah.
He built a very state-of-the-art house.
Even this guy who had
and did
this
not
party,
enter.
the one that DJ Blue,
That Tata Cassell.
Imagine, you know, somebody who had his aspiration of becoming a president. Whether he could have become president, that one is another argument. But he had the aspiration, you know, went through the process and was looking forward to going to elections. So we invest our time, you know, running after worldly things. I'm not saying, and for the record, let me be straight, I'm not saying it's good to sit and fold your hands. But with us, the mindset now is that why give all of our effort and energy to acquiring everything in this life when it's nothing?
The Bible says it.
When it's nothing, yeah.
What shall it profit a man if he gain the whole world?
When it's nothing, because today or tomorrow you just wake up, you go look and say, oh, the other person gone.
Vanity, all is vanity.
Vanity. You know, this death, you know, other people have died from me, especially within the security sector, but within the media, this death has really touched.
And we just laid to rest
Cholo Books.
Yeah. He was part of it. He was there.
Yeah.
Trojen was there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Only if he knew
that he was going.
he was next in line.
You know? Yeah.
You see how life is?
Nobody knows who's going to be next in line.
God.
So that's why we
work on
enjoy,
your salvation
we
with
need to
fear
work
and
on-
trembling.
Yes.
Build
We
a
need to
personal relationship
relationship.
with God.
You know, somebody would say, "Oh, Oscar and Rufus, you people are trying to be pastor." No, they think here with all our social life, with all
Shortcomings.
whatever that was shortcoming. This is the actual message,
Build
because
a
you never know. Today or tomorrow, Oscar could be getting out of this studio, and you go here and say, "Oscar, gone.
Oh,
What
yeah.
is my relationship? What has been my relationship with God?" You know, it's scary. It's scary, and I still thinking whether I can even find means to go and see his wife.
I'm telling you, we need to.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so troubling for me, and I couldn't sleep last night. I
You
was
got the information since
yeah,
last night.
since last night. I was just like, because it started in the PUL chat room. The first person that I can't believe this, Trojen. So I thought it was somehow because there was an accident that occurred on one of the highways.
Yeah, I think I saw the post.
Yeah.
I saw the
So
post of
I was
that.
like, what happened? Was he part of it? Until Leonard Dudu wife, Denise,
yeah.
came in my inbox and said, "We lost Trojen."
Wow.
I was shocked. And it brought to my mind, I start to retrospect, when these things come about, you start to think about yourself. What is my relationship with God? What is my relationship with my fellow man?
Yeah.
People will smile with us, like the songwriter will say, the late Mobile. He said, we have frenemies. Frenemies.
That's it.
They
You
pretend
think
to
they
be
are your friends,
friends,
but not know they
but they are
are the ones
enemies.
stabbing you in the back.
Oh, yes. They are frenemies. There are a lot more we are going through. This world is so evil to the extent that people are emotionally driven, so they don't care. They go the extra mile. If you stay in a way, if they see you as an obstacle to their progress, the quote-unquote progress, they don't care as to whether they take your life away.
Yeah.
See, the late Amos Sibo that we just laid to rest on Sunday. Energetic man, always wanting to see people succeed, only to reach the point where he received a call from a friend, go to attend to the call. He did not return to his home. Here we are. Trojen just a few days ago was among his friends, doing his repertorial duty at the Capitol, talking about sports. He was a fan of Ronaldo. The Ronaldo and Messi thing. So at the end of the day, he started to complain about his stomach.
And in fact, one of my, thanks to Director Hayes, the House of Representatives, my lay online TV, we got a reporter assigned there. The labor called me this morning. He himself, he's very shocked. He said the big brother was one of those who opened up to him, since he been assigned. And on that very Thursday, they had a conversation. I said, well, my son, that's it.
That's life for us.
Yeah.
That's life for us. So you are listening. We have a few minutes to go. 0887 105 105 0778 665 and numbers you can call and share your memories you had with our fallen brother Trojen Kiazolu. He's no more. 0887 105 105 0778 665 You can call and share your memories with us. What you know about our fallen brother? What was your interaction with him? And we also been told that the family have agreed to get his body to the funeral home. He's from that Muslim background. Yeah, the Kiazolus, from Kitman there. Yeah, so the family have agreed to
I hope they're not just going to I know the Muslim tradition.
Because with this, I think it would not go that route.
I really hope so.
Because if they have agreed to take the body to the funeral home, I've been told it's St. Moses. There will be a befitting burial, funeral, discourse, and all stuff like that. So we as friends that are left behind, it's always the case. I can record we lost the lives of our Warren G in an accident. We lost the lives of our Randall KB, Mr. Decent. And I don't know. This life is not promised.
I promise.
Is that promise?
Promise at all. Yeah.
So call. Let's talk. Let's have this conversation. It's so if we can break the storm, the pain that we're going through, to have the time so that we can share in the memories that is left behind of our brother. You can also do likewise, because it's so hard for us actually having a personal relationship with the person.
Real personal
relationship. Yeah,
that's it.
Well, I can recall one point in time we when we were at Spoon, he was one person who had this problem with his sight in terms of distance. He don't really see objects, so he would take his phone, he placed the phone at his face like this, and then I would say, Trojen, you know what I would do for you? I will buy the Bianco chase for you. He used to hate for us to go that route. So we laugh over it, and at the end of the day, we will all get to do what we were called to do, and doing it to the best of our abilities. So those are memories that we have still in our minds about our brother. It's so sad. The last time I can recall. Let's get to the line and take this person. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? What's your name, and you join us from where?
My name is Evangeline Solis, and I join you from my residence in 32nd.
Evangeline, how you doing, my dear?
I'm okay.
Go ahead. Oh, Evangeline was one of the staffers of Fabric, and later on, when Fabric joined Spoon, she was also there as well until we all decided to.
The Evangeline who was.
Evangeline Salif, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Evangeline, yeah.
Okay.
So you can call, folks. You can call. Let me pin the number for some of you who are following on the live feed. Let me pin the number on the screen. It's so sad. It's so sad. We've lost our brother. If it's so shocking to you, we need to accept it now. We've lost our brother, Trojen Kiazolu, the real Ronaldo. Yes, I can recall there was one game that we played at Spoon FM, and Trojan was the lone man who scored on our behalf.
Yeah.
Yes, he scored a very intriguing goal.
Very talented.
Yes, very intriguing goal. Then he said, "My biggie, let me tell you." I said, "Who your biggie?" He said, "We now use the goal on." He said, "My biggie, let me tell you. Football in me. Football in me. I talk football. I play football. Football in me." I said, "Look, yeah, that trucky go is going." He said, "My man, that trucky go. I can prove it again. You put me on the page 100 times. I will prove it. You didn't name my bearing Ronaldo, that baby knee. You know what Ronaldo is doing in the world. So I'm a replica of Ronaldo." So we laugh over it, and oh man, this life. Yeah, life. 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073. The numbers to call. I know Evangeline broke out in tears, because she was more like close to Trojan. He served as their lead at the time when they were all by themselves as Fabric. And even when they joined Spoon Network, he also served as the lead of that institution, So Trojan was always after, wanting to see the best out of his colleagues.
Yeah.
When you were assigned to do this work and you will not do it, I can recall some of the managerial meetings we had as land managers under the Spoon group of company. Trojan will be in the meeting, and Mr. D will say, "Trojan, what?" The other person said, "I'm suspending the person." Said, and he will come and say, "Mr. D, without due respect, I take the blame." You always wanting to take the blame so that the colleagues can do the right thing. Yeah. He would take the backlashes, and at the end of the day, he reached out to the person who may have done the work to get to do the work. So Trojan will forever be missed, man. Trojan.
I remember I remember at the time, so Trojan and I, we had, very good moments together, even when we left Fabric. As talk show hosts in the country, most times we'll meet, and some things we can say in the public, doing the CDC's administration or whatever. But back in the days at Fabric, so one time we were going to the Ministry of Information. They're still doing now. They used to have their weekly press
Press briefing.
briefings and things like that. And Fabric, as an institution, never had a vehicle, so sometimes we have to get on commercial car to go there. Then when we go there, I said, "But Eugene, so what are people doing now?" He said, "My man, they men when they come a press conference, they can't give us anything you can get." So I said, "But so we will be using our own money to be coming here, pay our own way to come, pay our own way to go, but then we will finish. The men they can't even give us anything." He said, "How you looking there?" Then at a certain point, they started discussing about assigning me there. I said, "My man, that you think your own. No, nobody's giving me assignment to information ministry to be reporting for that. I play what trial that, and we just laugh." So when I was at Fabric, I had a small, car. So most times we'll get in the car together, go around, go to. That's when I started learning the name beats, and things like that. Oh, we're going on the beat, I taking you to your beat. So we learn all of those things from. And Hyena Band, that they were all very receptive. We wouldn't have had the kind of time.
Hey man.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing here, my brother, our brother that they lay on that scripture. So, hey, Lord Jesus, is now unbelievable. The children just been taken from the Catholic hospital to St. Moses. But the legend
carried live?
No, it's not being carried live, but footages in the press union, Record FC group here. That's what I'm saying here. Is this Trojan been laid? God, Lord have mercy. I cannot post it. No, that I won't do.
No.
But Legends Pool have come up with a press release. Let's see if we can get this press release read out. It's a press statement for immediate release, Monday, July 22nd, 2024, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. The leadership, it says, the leadership and members of the legislative press pool are shocked and saddened by the sudden death of one of its members, Mr. Trojen Molley Kiazolu, affectionately known by many of his colleagues as the real Ronaldo. This sad event happened early Monday morning, July 22, 2024, at the St. Joseph Catholic Hospital located in Congo Town following a brief period of illness. The death of this giant Legis Puen is a great loss to the entire body and the media community in Liberia, and has left a deep void in the hearts of all of us. Prior to his demise, Trojan immensely contributed to the Liberia media landscape with his selfless services at Fabric Radio, Spoon Network, and lately Prime FM. As a sign of mourning our dear brother and media colleague, the president, Mr. Gerald C. Koine, has instructed the secretariat to adorn the association's office door with a dark cloth and update the Legends Pool office Facebook profile picture with an image of Trojan. With an image of Trojan, he said the Legends Pool leadership and members extend their deepest condolences to the bereaved family and further encourage the family in their prayers as they go through this tough time of bereavement. The leadership is committed to working closely with the family and other relatives until the late Kiazolu is finally laid to rest. Signed, the leadership, Legends Pool, and they have all of the numbers and all the stuff. Oh man, seeing our brother. Oh, God have mercy. We all one of these days will pass through that same channel.
Yeah.
But what comes to mind? What is our relationship with God? After our joining on the face of the earth, what relationship do we have with the Savior? When the road is called Yana, hey man,
I'll be there.
this life, this life. So, Oscar, tell me if I spend, your party coming, my brother.
It hurts, and we want to say our condolences to the family again, and to all of us as journalists in Liberia, to those of us who are talk show hosts. Let's continue to be in prayers and in touch with the family, and let this serve as a wake-up call to all of us as journalists, to do all we can to get closer to our Father, the Creator of the universe, and let us also ensure that the media executives, we can be able to do our best to provide, a good living for our reporters, our staff. They are going through a lot, and you may not know. So it hurts to lose a friend. He was a friend. We as talk show hosts, I can't be tempted to talk some things, but we build a family. We build a family, and it really hurts, and that's why I'm happy that we call in the show a day, because the more we talk about him, the more tears drops down my eye. So I'm still in town, and I'm still hoping to get word from the family. I'm not able to speak with his wife. I know that the other colleagues of ours, the female journalists, I hope they are with her at the moment. And as talk show hosts, I hope we can all meet, especially all of us who we can meet and see how best we can be able to identify with the family. But thank you for the opportunity, Rufus.
Thank you, Oscar, for always coming. On this note, this is how we wind down the curtains on today's presentation. We eulogize the head work of our brother while he served in his joining of this life. We can ask God why. Thanks so kindly to all of the media colleagues and those who actually follow and share in what we did here. May his soul and the souls of all faithful departed rest in perfect peace. We just can ask God why. And I want to leave all of us with this message. The Bible says we should work out our salvation with fear and trembling. Work while it is day, because when night cometh, no man work. Let us build a personal relationship with God. Today is Trojan. Who knows? Yesterday was Cholobrooks. Today is Trojan. The spirit of death is roaming, but may it not come near your dwelling. You shall fulfill that purpose of God for your life. And that's why I always say to people, in this life I pray, that's my prayer always. I should not die filled. I should die empty. Maybe somebody will not understand what he means. There is a purpose and a plan for God's mission and my mission on the face of the earth. So if I do not accomplish that mission, I die filled. Let me accomplish the mission that I'm placed on the face of the earth. And I know through the grace of God, it is my prayer and always. And I also extend that to all of our other colleagues. Let us build a personal relationship with God. Let us know him for ourselves. Because if we look at men to praise God, to serve God, we will be left by the wayside. Build a personal relationship with God. On this note, we wind down the curtains on today's edition of the program, The Afternoon Conversation. Have you and yours a pleasant and godly day. And I'll leave you with this song by CC Warner's Goodness of God.